The Sith are amongst the most powerful beings in the galaxy. Some, like Sidious and Malak, came to rely on monstrous machines to bring them victory over their foes. However, some could use the raw power of the Force to reap untold carnage across the galaxy. Darth Nihilus was one such Sith. He started his journey in a time of great conflict, the Mandalorian Wars, where Mandalore the Ultimate attempted to conquer the galaxy, but stood against the Republic and the infamous Jedi Revan. Revan had a secret device engineered named the Mass Shadow Generator. This was a machine capable of creating gravity vortexes and anomalies that would destroy all in the surrounding area. Eventually, this was triggered on the world of Malachor 5 and brought about the end of the war and countless casualties on both sides. Nearly everyone on or in orbit of the world was dead. Nearly. Nihilus was on Malachor when the device was triggered. Now, who he was before this day, his true name and identity have been wiped from history. But during the war, he lost everything, his friends, his family, and was now abandoned on a desolate world surrounded by the carcasses of the Mandalorian Republic fleets. Due to the strange physics-changing effects of the Shadow Generator, all of his sorrows and anger manifested into a deep hunger, the feeling of starvation, raw dark side energy. It was then, after discovering that he could absorb the life essence of others to sate his hunger, that he began making his way from survivor to survivor, devouring their spirits. He could take what people were and literally devour it. But it was to no prevail. Every soul he absorbed sated his hunger for a short time, but it quickly returned, more famished than the time before. Years later, Revan's old master and fallen Jedi Darth Traya detected Nihilus's presence as a wound in the Force, or something that is creating great amounts of anguish. She took Nihilus to her Sith Academy on Malachor with the promise that she could show him how to fill his desire for life essence, not just by taking one spirit at a time, but entire worlds. It's here he became her apprentice alongside another known as Darth Zion, and where he gained the title Darth Nihilus, Lord of Hunger. The three eventually came known as the Sith Triumvirate, but Nihilus and Zion turned on their master and absorbed much of her life essence, cutting off her connection to the Force, and after this they exiled her. From here, Nihilus and Zion went their own ways in an attempt to destroy the Jedi Order once and for all. Nihilus would use a fleet scavenged from the remnants of that from the Battle of Malachor to travel to the edge of the galaxy, where he would absorb all life from Force-rich worlds, killing entire civilizations and devouring their life essence and taking their power as his own. He did this at least several times. So powerful was Nihilus in the ways of the dark side that his body began to erode, and driven purely by hunger, he used his dark side teachings to rip his spirit from his body and attach it to his mask and robes. He was now more of an apparition. He could sap the spirit from those around him, turning them into slaves or further stock to fill his insatiable hunger. Eventually, Nihilus was killed. Well, his physical body was destroyed by the Jedi exile, Nihilus's old apprentice, and the Mandalore of the time. He exploded in a wave of energy, leaving only his mask and robes. But Nihilus himself died a long time ago, and you can't kill what was already dead. His clothing was all that was needed. These were the conduits that contained his spirit, and when they were laid to rest on Korriban, Nihilus connected with the world's dark side nexus, and for this reason, he was able to remain in contact with the physical world through the visage of a Force ghost. Ultimately, Nihilus was one of the most powerful Force users ever to exist. However, he was a slave to his own hunger and existed more as a pure instrument of the dark side rather than an individual. He did almost achieve immortality, a quest that many Sith had failed before and after him. But what do you think of Darth Nihilus? Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If so, please remember to like, comment and sub, as it's really appreciated and does help the channel grow. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at @TheLoreGuy for regular updates. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.